Here is how they tried to measure the length of the desk using the danda and the gilli. The length of the desk is equal to the lengths of two danda and two gilli. Now they are happy by the line drawing in the middle of the desk. After a few days, the marked line gets wiped out. Bujo now has a new set of gilli and danda as he lost his old one. But when measured with the new set of gilli and danda, the desk length seems to be about 2 danda lengths, 1 gilli length with a small length is still left out. This is less than 1 gilli length. Now what? What would you suggest Paheli and Bujo do to measure the length of the whole desk? Can they use a cricket wicket and bells to measure the length? Or do you think that this might create the similar problem? Okay, so one thing they could do is to take a small length of string and mark 2 points on it. This will be a string length. They can measure the width of the desk in string lengths. How can they use the string to measure distances less than the length of a string? They can fold the string and mark it into half, 1/4 and 1/8 string lengths. Now perhaps Paheli and Bujo can measure the exact length of the desk using the string. Now you would say that they should use the scale in their geometry box and solve their problem. Yes, of course. But Bujo has been reading about the way people used to measure distances before such standard scales were made, and he has been trying to follow different methods of measuring distances. There are so many occasions when we come across a need to measure lengths and distances. The tailor needs to measure the length of the cloth to know if it is enough to stitch a kurta. A carpenter needs to measure the height and width of a cupboard to know how much wood he would need to make its door. The farmer needs to know the length and breadth or the area of his land to know how much seed he can sow and how much water would be needed for his crops. Suppose someone asked about your height, how tall you are. So you will have to tell the length of a straight line from the top of your head to the heel of your feet. How long is this room? How wide is this desk? How far is it from Delhi to Lucknow? How far away is the moon from the earth? So did you notice? All these questions have one thing in common. They all concern distance between two places. The two places may be close enough, like the two ends of a table, or they may be far apart, like Jammu and Kanyakumari. Let's do a few measurements to see what exactly we need to do when we measure distances or lengths. In next video, we will see some measurements with the help of some activities.